magic mushrooms. Maybe you're curious about them, maybe you've tried them before, maybe you know somebody that has tried them before. This video is going to be about my experience with psilocybin, which is actually the proper term for magic mushrooms. So imagine this. You know that little voice inside of you that tells you things that you know you're supposed to do, but gets shut off because of all the other chaos that goes around you. You get people saying one thing, you tell yourself another thing, and all of a sudden that innocent voice that's inside of you that you know what to do with your life gets completely blacked up, and you don't even know what your first idea, what you're supposed to do with your life because of all the other chaos that constantly gets bombarded in your mind. What if you found something that takes that most innocent part, the most beautiful, purest part of yourself, and brings it to your forefront, your third eye, and actually allows you to live that life? It allows you to see things for what they really are, and it allows you to live your life in the most purest form. It reminds you who you are as an individual, and it blocks off all the other voices and all the other chaos in your head. Or maybe something really dramatic happened to your life in your past, or something you're going through currently, and you can't even function as a human being. You find yourself very depressed, lots of anxiety attacks, you can't even be around crowds of people, you feel very uncomfortable from the moment you wake up. Imagine if you can actually get in touch with who you really are and have that shine through, where you're no longer afraid of situations, you're not uncomfortable anymore in any kind of atmosphere, but again, you are your truest self and you are true to that person. Psilocybin has a proven track record to cure so many things, from depression to anxiety to a numerous amount of other things. In my personal opinion, it is the #1 plant medicine that the earth has given us as a gift. Psilocybin is actually grown around the world, I believe everywhere in the world except for Antarctica. So I want to talk to you guys about 3 things that are really important to have a good experience and not a bad experience or a bad trip, as a lot of people have had in their past. Well, maybe it's going to be 4. So #1, this plant medicine should not be taken just to get high or have an experience. This is actually a medicine and should be used as such. #2, controlled environment. You need to be in an environment that you feel very comfortable with, an environment that you are not scared of being around, whether it's a friend's home or whether it's out in nature. You need to be comfortable there. #3, you need to be in a situation that you feel like you can be completely and emotionally vulnerable to. So be around people that you feel like you can just tell everyone what you're dealing with, going through in your life, and you're not afraid of being who you are at that present moment. Which brings us to #4, and I feel like is one of the most important ones, and that is surrendering. Surrendering to exactly what it is you're feeling at that time. The reason why people have bad trips is, 1, they are not focusing on themselves, they're focusing on something else or someone else. It is important to focus on yourself. Take this as a very, very, very deep and personal meditation. So you're meditating on yourself and who you are and who you want to be. So when you do this, when you have this experience, you're going at it with an intention. Also, not being able to succumb or becoming vulnerable and just surrendering to that experience, you will have a bad experience because you are fighting yourself. A lot of people I have talked to are afraid of the mushroom experience. Unfortunately for me, it is what it sounds like of all the dozens of people that I spoke to that are afraid of this mushroom experience, is because they are afraid of who they really are as a person that's hiding deep down in your core. But personally, I have cried my eyes out through so many different mushroom ceremonies, and for me it was just a release. Every single time was just a release and different experiences every single time. I have learned something new about myself during every single experience. What psilocybin has done for me is profound. I have had so many anxiety attacks, and I've been dealing with anxiety for my entire adult life, and I would say that what psilocybin has done for me is far better than if I could have afforded to go to the top psychiatrist in the world for a decade. The thing about going to a psychiatrist is you are talking to somebody else and they are talking to you back. But what if you can talk to yourself and listen to yourself? It is by far the most powerful thing you will ever experience in your entire life. Guaranteed, hands down. I don't even know what else to say, guys, because I hope, and the thing is, if you get a chance to experience it, I hope you do. I hope you listen to my rules, because my rules are really, really important. Unlike anxiety and depression medicine, psilocybin actually helps us deal with whatever it is that we are going through, instead of just putting a blanket on top of our emotion. One more thing I want to add, guys, while being in a controlled environment, music is key. So keep that in mind. If you are indoors, have a good playlist and let it just go, let your mind go, and make sure that you surrender to whatever it is that you're feeling. That is all. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.